Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to another Knicks Media live stream. And today, we will be talking about what the latest is going on about the New York Knicks potentially bringing Donovan Mitchell to the New York Knicks. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. And man, oh man, is it getting pretty crazy over here as Knicks fans. We're sitting back, we're waiting, we're seeing all these reports, we're seeing all these rumors, and we're just sitting and wondering, is it actually going to happen? Is Donovan Mitchell actually coming to the Knicks, or is this all just another one of those experiences where we get hyped up for it just not to happen? I made a video this morning about a rumor that the Knicks turned down a crazy offer from the Utah Jazz. The Jazz basically wanted our entire team. And Leon Rose said, no, we want Donovan Mitchell, but we do not want to give up literally our entire future for him. So now it's all up to Leon Rose and the New York Knicks to give them a proper counter offer that hopefully the Utah Jazz accept. That is not too crazy. That offer was 6 first-round picks: Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, and Miles McBride. That's ridiculous. You guys know how badly I want Donovan Mitchell, but that is not what I want him for. The reality is Donovan Mitchell is worth a lot, right? He's in the prime of his career. He's only 25 years old. He has 4 years left of control on his contract. So the value is high. And there's nothing wrong with Utah Jazz wanting to maximize their, what they get for him. But I think the Knicks have a little bit of leverage here, because there's not really another team out there that has the draft capital that the Knicks have that the Utah Jazz want. So I think that this is going to be a trade that happens. I think that Donovan Mitchell will be a New York Knick by this season. And I'm going to stand by that. Now, I'm not saying that because I have any inside sources or anything. I know just as much as everybody in the chat. But based on the situation of the other teams that are interested in trading for Donovan Mitchell, I just feel like there's no other squad that has it. Now listen, I'm really excited to give you guys my thoughts about this. So welcome into the stream, everybody. Let's get into the chat. What's good, everybody in the chat? We got my guy saying, but Richie, the other day you said you'll give up anything as long as RJ's not in the deal. Now listen, that is true. If RJ's not in the deal, which it looks like he's not, I'd be willing to give up anything. But that deal, we have to keep at least one of Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickley. We can't give them both, right? Especially pairing Grimes in that as well. Like, if they're going to ask for Grimes, Obi, Quickley, and McBride, and 6 first-round picks, that's a little bit too much for me. If I'm the Knicks, I'll say, okay, how about this? We hold on to Obi Toppin, we hold on to Quickley, we'll give you more picks. Throw them all 8 first-round picks if we can hold on to Obi or Quickley. Because what are those first-round picks value if we already have the first-round picks on the roster, that being Grimes, Obi, and Quickley? So I'm willing to give up all those first-round picks if that means we can keep 2 of the 3 of Grimes, Quickley, and Obi. Because we want to maintain that young core. We want to make sure there are some players on the roster to come off the bench to help out the Donovan Mitchell. Now, the starting lineup's pretty much set with Donovan Mitchell if that trade happens. The problem is the bench. So say they do that trade. The starting lineup: Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. That's a pretty good starting 5, everybody. Pretty darn good. Richie, how old are you? I'll tell you how old I am. I am the exact age as Mitchell Robinson. Same exact birthday, same exact birth year. You can't tell if I look older or younger. You probably think I'm younger. I look younger than I actually am. I'm 24 years old. Joseph says, Grimes is only in his second year and dropping 20 points consistently. That means with minutes he can be consistent. I agree. Bro. See, Grimes' trade value is skyrocketing right now, and I love Grimes, and I feel like his potential in this league is through the roof. Check Jack Settleman's tweet. Will do. What is Jack Settleman tweeting about? Which one are we referring to? Trade goes down today. 5 firsts, Grimes, Fournier, and Obi or quickly. I mean, is that a guess or does this guy have sources? I don't know. Listen, the Knicks gotta at least hold on to one of Grimes, Obi, or quickly. We cannot get them all three. Okay? That's where I'm at. There's no shot I'm giving up Obi, quickly, and Grimes, and 6 firsts. We have to at least hold on to one of those 3 guys. Now, I don't know which one I prefer to hold on to because I love them all equally. But the problem with that is I think Grimes is 100% going to be included in the deal. I think it's either one of Obi or quickly that we're going to hold on to. So I don't know how this is going to get done. I don't know what the case may be. We also saw something that there hasn't been any. There's been like a stallment of them talking since Tuesday. So we'll see. But let me know what you guys think in the chat. What type of package are you willing to give up? Do you want Donovan Mitchell? Is he worth this type of package that the Utah Jazz are asking for? Because we all know that they're definitely asking for a lot. And they should ask for a lot. I mean, Donovan Mitchell is a star. I mean, I feel like some people are kind of undervaluing Donovan Mitchell and not realizing how good of a basketball player he truly is. And we all know that if Donovan does come to the Knicks, all of a sudden he's a bum, he's overrated, doesn't even know how to do this, he's trash. We all know how the narrative works with the Knicks. But if he gets traded to the Miami Heat or gets traded to that other team, oh, what a big-time move. And another narrative that I cannot stand, like this morning I'm on ESPN watching Get Up. And they're talking about the Donovan Mitchell situation to the Knicks. And they ask this question. Does Donovan Mitchell make the Knicks a contender? Everyone's like, no, it doesn't make him a contender. No, it doesn't make him a contender. We're not getting Donovan Mitchell to become a contender this year. We're getting Donovan Mitchell to become a contender in the future. This is the stepping stone to become a contender. How else do you want us to become a contender, everybody in ESPN? Just to sit on our hands with all this draft picks and not be aggressive for a star? You get Donovan Mitchell, you pair him up with RJ Barrett, Julius Randle's still on the roster, Jalen Brunson's still here. That's a young team. And then all of a sudden, the year 2024 comes around, and we can add another star. And then we become a contender. So I'm so sick of the narrative like, oh, why would the Knicks do it if they're not going to be a contender? This is the step to become that contender in the future, man. Enough of that crap. But hey, it is what it is. That's what happens in the NBA media about the Knicks. Am I right? So there's a lot of rumors that the Knicks and the Jazz are going to get a deal done eventually. We just don't know if it's going to be today. We don't know if it's going to be next week. We don't know if it's going to be in 2, 3 weeks, month. I think this dance is going to last. And I really feel like this man will be a Knick. Is Jericho Sims going to give up his number, though? Because that's Jericho Sims. God, Jericho Sims' number. That's who it is. So, guys, if you're just tuning in to the stream, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button. I really greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the show. We're just getting started here on Knicks Media. We've got 133 people tuning in live with 38 likes. So if you guys are enjoying it, do me a favor, smash that like button if you're enjoying the show. We're going to get into the chat and get what I want to hear what you guys have to say, because I know there's a difference of opinions regarding this trade scenario. It's going to be a wild next couple of days, guys. And you know I'm going to be live. I'm going to be making videos about this topic for a long time. Oh, my God. You guys like this shirt? Luckily, this man's not going anywhere. He's on fire. Give me RJ and Donovan Mitchell for the future, man. I think that the New York Knicks have a lot of leverage in this situation, and that is only going to benefit us. Because for the Knicks to say no to a Donovan Mitchell trade tells me that they're not scared. They're going to be patient. They're a team that's not worried about another team getting involved. So Listen, bro, if the Knicks can hold on to Obi and Quickly and RJ, that would be insane. Like, I'd give up all 8 first-round picks if that means we can hold on to RJ, Quickly, and Obi. Now, is that a little too much? 8 picks? Maybe. But you have to think about how we got those picks. We got 3 first-round picks in this year's draft class by trading out. So, think of it that way. I'm totally okay with that. Zach says, love it, love or hate it. Randall does not seem to be included in the trade. Jazz wants picks, and our young guy's still on rookie contract. Yeah, it does not seem like the Jazz are interested in Julius Randle at all because of his contract. So RJ's not going to be included, luckily. Randall's not going to be included. The big question is Fournier going to be included? Because he kind of has to be if they want to work this out contractually wise. Is Derrick Rose going to be included because of his contract expiring deal? Is Cam Reddish going to be included? He's on expiring contract. And then the team friendly deals are like Obi, Quickly, and Grimes because those guys are still on rookie deals. We have the leverage, and the Knicks got to make sure that they stand pat and don't be a little impulsive and pull the trigger on a bad deal. The last thing we want to do is get bamboozled because that trade that they offered us is like ridiculous. Now, I would not do this. Trade RJ Grimes for first-round picks. No. No. We are holding on to RJ, baby. He's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. We're trading for Donovan Mitchell to pair him up with RJ. So now we just sit and we wait and we negotiate and we debate and we talk. Brandon's trade offer. Quickly, Grimes, McBride, Evan, and 6 first-round picks. So this is basically the same offer that the Jazz offered us, but without Obi Toppin involved. Listen, man, there is no shot that the New York Knicks are giving up all 3 of Grimes, Quickly, and Obi. It's not happening. No. No shot. They have to make sure that they hold on to at least one of those guys. Oh, man. It kind of stinks that, like, I love Grimes so much, and, like, we know that he's going to be involved in the trade no matter what, if it happens or not. It's just a matter of, is it either Quickly or is it either Obi? Oh, man, it's getting crazy, guys. Thinking about this potential is pretty wild. But, bro, Mitchell is better than RJ. That does not mean we should trade him away for Donovan Mitchell. The whole point of this, man, is to build around RJ Barrett, to get players to develop next to him. Yes, Donovan Mitchell is a better player than RJ Barrett. Does that mean we want to give up on RJ Barrett? No. That means you want to add you want to add Donovan Mitchell next to RJ Barrett so RJ can develop next to a star. That's what it's that simple. You don't give up an ascending player that an RJ Barrett, and then Donovan Mitchell is here with nobody. Donovan Mitchell is here with no young potential star. We have RJ Barrett, who is a guy on this roster that is ascending player. The Utah Jazz don't even want RJ Barrett because they don't want to pay him. So it's not like giving up RJ is going to get the deal done. We do not give up on RJ Barrett. I would not do that. I love Donovan Mitchell. He's a star in this league, and I'm not saying that the reason why I don't want to give up on RJ Barrett is because RJ is a better player than Donovan Mitchell. Do not get it twisted. You trade for Donovan Mitchell to pair him up with RJ Barrett. You don't trade for Donovan Mitchell to get him here with no talent around him. Then all of a sudden we're in the Carmelo Anthony situation. You trade our entire team, you trade all of our young guys, and then Donovan Mitchell comes here, and who the hell's with him? What are we doing with Donovan? Then it's just going to be Donovan doing everything, and we're like, maybe making the play and maybe making the playoffs and being a first, second round exit. You need to have a young star next to Donovan Mitchell, and those are the 2 stars. And then you never know what other superstar wants to be added on to those guys. And then all of a sudden, RJ's the third option and Donovan's the second option. And then we get a superstar. Who knows? Right? I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but that's the situation that people need to realize what the Knicks are trying to do here. Rose isn't going anywhere. Even if he didn't have his deep connection with Brunson, Rose is too old to incorporate into a full rebuild. Well, the only reason why Rose would be included is because of the contract. It's a veteran on an expiring deal. It's not like they're getting D Rose for him to be part of the future of the team. It's kind of the workout financially. And for the Utah Jazz to get cap space. That's really the only reason why he'd be involved. Everybody think about it this way. If we pair RJ with Donovan and Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, we have a good core to start, and then we'll bring in future stars. Exactly. That's the whole thinking, right? We can't think about this trade just to go all – it's not all about this season. You get Donovan Mitchell, you have him for 4 seasons. And then you extend RJ, and all of a sudden we have RJ, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. They're all, like, linked to the Knicks for the next 3+ seasons. Minimum. And then it's all about acquiring stars for the future. And then it's all about making sure we have some bench players. So, listen. Brandon knows what's good. Getting Donovan will attract all-stars. Getting Donovan Mitchell is a stepping stone for the Knicks to become an attractable destination in free agency. Because when you get Donovan Mitchell and you have an ascending star in RJ Barrett and you have a former all-star in Julius Randle, you have an ascending point guard in Jalen Brunson, then all of a sudden people are looking at the Knicks like, wow, I'm that one player that's going to take this team over the top. RJ hit his 20 points PPG as a year 3 player. He's about to get 23, 24 points per game this season, baby. I'll give them 5 first-round picks and a pick swap and a choice of 2 guys between Quickly, Toppin, Grimes, and McBride. I love this package, Bronx native. Absolutely love this package. I'd prefer to give them Grimes and McBride and hold on to Quickly and Obi, but we'll see. It's okay, Richie. Just give it a week. I'm getting impatient, man. Chris says, here's a question. If Rose can get a fair deal done with what happened with the Suns, will we have enough left to get KD? No, I don't really think Kevin Durant is going to be involved, like coming to the Knicks. I mean, that is something that is like, like, can you imagine that? I don't know, man. I don't see KD coming to the Knicks. John with a very generous $10 super chat. Everyone give John some dono hype in the chat. Appreciate you, John. He says, out of the kids they want, I'm keeping our best perimeter defender in Grimes, plus Evan or Randall has to go in order for the cap to work. Send Cam, IQ, Deuce, Evan, and 6 first-round picks plus extra first if we can keep Grimes. Now, listen, I think Grimes is extremely valuable. I think Grimes has so much potential in this league, but I do feel like he is going to be involved in this trade scenario no matter what. So you gotta listen. You're right, because Grimes is a player that I would absolutely love to keep. I would love to keep him over a lot of players on this team. But the reality is, if you want Donovan Mitchell, you got to give up Quentin Grimes, man. And listen, that's not me saying anything bad about Grimes. That's not me saying I don't believe in Grimes' future. I just feel like he's going to have to be included. And his perimeter defense and his potential on offense really is a thing that of beauty. And his value is only rising in what he's doing in the Summer League. So, John, I agree with you. I would love to keep Grimes. If we could, I'd 100% be all in with this package. But the reality is, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Utah Jazz are fully committed on Grimes, and he's going to be included in the package no matter what. Like, Grimes is a guy, like, I think his potential in this league is a very good, 3-and-D potential 3-level scorer player. And I feel like he's a guy that has immense value. What are you guys' thoughts of John's take? Would you guys want to try to keep Grimes and send Cam, Reddish, IQ, Deuce, Evan, and 6 first-round picks? Woo! I don't know, man. We'll see. Sean with a $10 super chat. Everyone give Sean some dono hype in the chat. Appreciate the love, man. Means a lot for the channel. DeAndre Ayton getting matched limited Ainge's options. Leon Rose got to see that too. I don't see us giving up more than 4 first-round picks along with swaps and 2 young players with Fournier. Great take from Sean here, and that is very true. With what the Phoenix Suns did in matching their offer and retaining DeAndre Ayton only benefits the New York Knicks, because now there's not a lot of trade scenarios out there for third-party teams, because the Brooklyn Nets, they're trying to get Donovan Mitchell too, but now it doesn't seem like it's likely because of that situation. So that's a good thing for the Knicks. Now, it's not a good thing in terms of the price isn't going to shrink as much, but it limits Ainge's options in terms of the Knicks are going to be the priority, which it's always been. The problem with Danny Ainge that we all know in his time with Boston and now in Utah is he's a guy that loves ripping people off, and he's going to be asking for a top package. So it's up to the Knicks to be disciplined and not reactive and not like, okay, we're going to give you whoever. Whatever you want, we'll agree on. And I don't think that's the case. So, things are going to start heating up soon. We got the report that they're deep in trade talks. A deal almost happened Tuesday night, and the Knicks backed away. So the big question is, what type of counter offer are the Knicks going to offer them? It's going to be crazy. Sean, I appreciate the $10 dono, man. It means a lot to the channel. Everyone, again, give Sean some dono hype in the chat. Appreciate you big time, Sean. So, guys, can we hit 100 likes already? We have 74 likes with over 300 people tuning into the show. So if you guys are just tuning in, do me a favor, smash that like button so we get as many Knicks fans and NBA fans in the chat to talk about what's going on with the latest news regarding New York Knicks and the Utah Jazz. Trade talks centered around star Donovan Spider Mitchell. Would 8 firsts be enough to keep Grimes? Good question. Like, if it takes 8 first-round picks to keep Grimes, keep IQ, and keep Obi Toppin, I'm doing it. I really am, man. Like, if you think about what those first-round picks do for the Knicks, 4 of them are ours, 4 of them are other teams. They're very highly protected. Those first-round picks are going to turn into potential players, but we have first-round picks on the roster right now. That's what I'm trying to say. We have Obi Toppin. He was a first-round pick. We have Emmanuel Quickley. He's a first-round pick. We have Quentin Grimes. He was a first-round pick. So if we can package picks in order, like if we can package more picks in order to retain those players, I'm all in. I really am. Because those guys have so much upside and so much potential in terms of the core of this team. John with another $10 donation. Thank you so much, John. Everyone give John some more donation hype in the chat as we just hit 100 likes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I like Donovan, but Knicks have to develop their own players, create their own all-stars. Can't build a young core and keep trading them away for one guy. This trade will be good for 3 years. Then we screwed again. See, that's why the Knicks are not doing that trade that they offered. We're not giving up IQ, Obi, Grimes, and McBride in 6 firsts. That's why they backed away from that. So you're right. We don't want to trade our entire farm for Donovan. The good thing is we don't have to give up RJ. A lot of people at first were like, oh, we have to give up RJ, but no, man. RJ's a player that we drafted. RJ's a player that we're hoping that can develop into an all-star. So don't get it twisted. If we have to give up on some of the young talent that we have in the roster, it's not like we don't already have some players on the roster as well. So I appreciate the donation, John. It means a lot. Listen, I'm not expecting the Knicks to actually give up 8 first-round picks. I was just saying, if the Knicks want to hold on to Grimes, Obi, and Quickley, they're going to have to give up more picks. Like, what would you guys rather do? Would you rather trade 5 first-round picks, Emmanuel Quickley and Quentin Grimes? Or would you rather give up 8 first-round picks and not give up Grimes, not give up Quickley, not give up Obi? Does that make any sense? Am I making any sense? I know 8 first-round picks seems like it's ridiculous, and it is ridiculous. I don't think any player has ever been acquired for that type of package. But if we can give the Jazz 8 picks and we hold on to Grimes and we hold on to those players and then we trade McBride, Fournier, and Reddish or something like that, I don't know, man. I'm not saying everything I'm saying right now doesn't mean I'm all in. I'm just bringing up all the different hypothetical scenarios that, that the Jazz and the Knicks are actively talking about it. You can't just give up 8 picks and that's it. You're going to have to give up players. Like Fournier is going to have to be included. Maybe even D Rose to make it work contractually. Maybe even Reddish. 8 picks is a lot. But I don't know, man. I love Grimes. I love Quickly. I love Obi that much to the point where they might be worth keeping the roster and giving up those extra picks. So that's really my take on this whole situation. Like, if their offer was 6 first-round picks plus Grimes, Quickly, and Obi, man, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, man. This is going to be a crazy next couple of days and next couple of weeks. We don't know when this is going to happen. But I hope it just happens eventually, brother. My gosh, I cannot wait. How are we feeling in the chat, guys? Thinking about this stuff is making my mind think all over the place. Oh, my God. All right, so I want everybody in the chat right now to give your most realistic trade package. Everybody in the chat, let's hear your most realistic trade package that you're offering to the Utah Jazz that they would accept. Let me hear it. Best one wins. The best one wins. Let's see it. It has to be realistic. Something you think that Danny Ainge will accept. All right, we got the first trade. Fournier, Rose, 6 picks. Chopped cheese sandwich. Doing it. I'm in. What's good, JOB? Welcome. Welcome to the stream, brother. 5 picks, 2 players, or 6 picks, 1 player. Randall, Fournier, and 5 picks. That's not going to cut it, unfortunately. 8 picks, Evan and Obi. Ooh. That could get it done. That's a lot. So much. Respect the Curve is thinking that everyone's talking crazy in here. We're all crazy. Grimes, Reddish, McBride, Fournier, and 5 first-round picks. Now, I consider this one for sure because that means we're holding on to Quickly and Obi and RJ. That's what that means. Now, this is a huge package. Like, when I see this, I'm not like, oh, yeah, this is a fair trade. Realistically, nothing's a fair trade when you're going after a star. 7 picks, Fournier, Rose, Grimes. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be the craziest couple of weeks as Knicks fans. Like, oh, my goodness. I don't know who I want to keep. James says, I don't want to get rid of Obi. He needs to be a Knick and will only get better. It's facts, James. I don't want Obi to go anywhere either. Obi is my guy, but so is Quickly. We need Obi and RJ to stay. Don't worry, James. RJ, he's not going anywhere. RJ Barrett is not included in any of the trade talks. The Knicks made it very obvious that RJ Barrett is not included in these negotiations. So don't worry about RJ. The person you got to worry about is Obi and Quickly and Grimes. Those are the 3 guys that are potentially getting moved. Reddish, Grimes, Fournier, and 5 picks. Yeah, bro. This is something I'd consider. Do they even have cap room, and when is Mitchell a free agent? Mitchell is under contract for 4 seasons. And in order to create the cap room to afford Donovan, that's why we have to include Fournier in it or D Rose. You're going to get Mitchell, you're going to pay huge or no trade, and then you will come out with nothing but useless draft capital. Agreed. Sean with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Sean. 4 first-round picks, 3 future swaps. Grimes, Obi, Fournier. Love Obi, but seems Randall is staying. Obi won't get enough minutes. So, in this scenario, we keep quickly, which I love. Like, I don't know if it's possible to keep both quickly and Obi. Is that possible, Danny Ainge? I want to talk to you, Danny. Is there any way we can keep both Obi Toppin and Emmanuel quickly, or do you need to have both of them? Because those two have a bromance off the court. Those two are great teammates, great friends. I want to keep them both. I want to keep Grimes as well, but this is the crazy thing, man. And people also have to realize the reason why you build through the draft and develop these players is not only to develop them for your team, but they become valuable trade assets. That's exactly where the Knicks are at right now. Late gives me a $5 donation. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Don't know hype in the chat. So it feels like a lot of Knicks fans are on board with getting Donovan Mitchell, but we're all over the place about the package that we want, right? We don't know what package we want to give up. In a perfect world, we don't give up too much, but in reality, you got to give up a lot to get a player like this. So if that's the scenario, bro, it's like, what type of package do we have to... In a perfect world, bro. Oh, man. It's scaring me. It's scaring me because I want... In the reality of things, if the trade goes down, I'm going to be happy regardless. But I'll be way more happy if we can keep quickly Obi or Grimes, at least. Can't give up all of them. Because think of it this way, man. Who the hell's coming off the bench on this team if we give up all those players? Who's coming off the bench? Hunt? D Rose? Like, is Cam Reddish involved? Right? It's like, holy crap. Dern with a $2 super chat. Would you trade RJ to keep Obi, IQ, Grimes, McBride? No, I would not. RJ needs to be staying put, and he will be staying put. Because that's the player on this roster that has the most star potential. And I think he would complement Donovan's game very well, actually. Are you willing to give up Mitch? Mitchell Robinson's not tradable until December. And it was actually crazy because Ian Begley from SNY came out with an article that the Knicks and the Jazz were talking about sending Mitchell Robinson to the Jazz. But how would that even be possible, right? Because he was an unrestricted free agent, and now we gave him an extension, and now he's not tradable until December. So I don't see Mitchell going anywhere unless they wait until December to do this trade. SB Gorilla with a $2 donation says, Grimes, Rose, Evan, Cam, 6 picks, 3 owned by Knicks. Yeah, dude. I mean, if this, like, say hypothetically, breaking news, Knicks get Donovan, this is the trade package, I'm pretty happy. Because, number one, the Knicks have Donovan Mitchell. Number two, they kept Emmanuel quickly and Obi Toppin. Now, is this a huge package? Yes. Is this something that the Knicks have to make sure that they move on from? Yes. But, listen, if the star becomes available, you got to be aggressive. The Knicks have been waiting for a star. Leon Rose was brought here to do one thing, to build this team through the draft to eventually acquire a star in the trade market or free agency. Please refrain from spamming in the chat. Spam in the chat requires some timeouts, and I don't want to give anybody timeouts in the chat because I love you guys. So let's see if there's anything on Twitter that we can talk about that's worth noting. Sources say Utah also want... Oh, God, that's not even real. I saw something earlier that from... Who was it? Oh, here it is, yeah. Tommy D says that negotiations have stalled. So, I don't know what that means. After the latest conversations with multiple NBA people with knowledge of the Mitchell trade negotiations as of this morning, no negotiations planned for second straight day. Knicks holding firm on Jazz demands for Obi Grimes IQ plus 5 first and 3 swaps. Deal is dead at the moment. I don't know how real that is, but Oh my gosh. So it seems like the Knicks are very reluctant on doing that huge trade. John with another $5 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Honestly, I don't want this trade. Just develop our own players. Let Miami give up their farm for Mitchell and trade for someone else who will want out. See, now listen. I've always been the biggest advocate for building within the team, organically building a culture, organically building a core, and developing them. But the reality is the roster that we have right now, it's only going to take us so far. And we don't have a bona fide star. I think RJ can become one. I think Brunson has a chance to become one now given this opportunity. Randall was once a star once upon a time, if people forgot. But you have 8 tradable first-round picks for a reason. You have these young cores developed for a reason. And there's a player that has so much reason to come to the Knicks, and that being Donovan Mitchell, who is people need to do people know how good of a player Donovan Mitchell is? I feel like some people are forgetting and undervaluing how much of a monster Donovan is, especially in the playoffs. I mean, this man has multiple 50-point bombs in the playoffs. He is on track to be one of the best offensive 3-level scorers in the game. Not the best, but, at the top. At a high efficiency as well. So, Donovan Mitchell, he's a star. Bona fide star. 3-time All-Star. Leads the Utah Jazz to playoffs every single year. And he's a guy that has ties to the city. I just feel like he's a guy that it's worth giving up a lot of capital for, in my opinion, man. And you're right. We do not want to, and I'm not saying just do whatever you can. Bring Donovan to the Knicks no matter what. I'm happy that the Knicks are being smart and they're not just accepting any trade. They declined a deal. The New York Knicks could have accepted a deal to get Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks, and they said no because it was way too much. 25-point average, 3-time All-Star, 25 years old. There's a reason why Danny Ainge wants a lot, because this man is this guy is not just a good player. This guy is not just this. He's a very, very bona fide star. He's a star. He may not be a superstar, but he could become one, in my opinion. He still has got that chance. Matt with a generous $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Matt. Everyone give Matt some dono hype in the chat. Appreciate you, Matt. Donovan and Brunson will make a small backcourt. Knicks need a number 1, and Mitchell is a number 2. Randall is a number 2-3. Will Mitchell improve the team? Yes, but not enough for second round. 5 teams ahead of them: Boston, Miami, Bucks, Sixers, and Hawks. Matt, you make great points here. But you also have to realize that we're not trading for Donovan Mitchell just to be contender this season. We're trading for Donovan Mitchell to become a team, an attractable destination for the future. A team that has a bona fide star with an ascending star next to him, with a guy in Julius Randle who's no bum, in my opinion, with a guy in Jalen Brunson who is coming off an historic playoff performance for his own right. So you get Donovan Mitchell here. You're right. Boston, Miami, the Bucks, the Sixers, and the Hawks, there might be all better than them right now. But it's not like we're trading for Donovan. He has 1 year on his contract or 2 years on his contract. He has 4 years on his contract that we're getting him for. And we will also extend RJ Barrett. And I will link those 2 guys for the future. Imagine what the Knicks can do with the assets they will still have for the future if another star becomes available. So I'm not sitting here going to tell you guys that getting Donovan Mitchell is going to make the Knicks a contender. And that's not what the Knicks... Hey, you never know. They could be, right? I don't want to cap the team. But people need to stop pushing the narrative that, oh, why would the Knicks do this trade if it doesn't make them the contender? How else are the Knicks going to become a contending team? They built this team through the draft beautifully in order to position themselves for a star. And Donovan is exactly that star. This is a player that is a bucket getter. He's a guy that will show up in the clutch. He's a guy that can create his own shot. He's a guy that when you need a bucket, he will get it for you. He'll facilitate the rock to his teammates. I don't know, man. He's a player that's worth it, in my opinion. Because Mitchell could be that number 1 guy now, but you never know. A star can come, and all of a sudden, Donovan Mitchell's the second option. RJ Barrett's the third option. And then that superstar, whoever comes, is that first option. And then we're that contender that we've been waiting for our entire life. And I know it sucks because we've grown to love this team. We've grown to love Grimes already. We've grown to love Quickly. We've grown to love Obi Toppin. I have grown to love them all. I mean, I have an Obi Toppin jersey and I have an Emmanuel Quickly jersey. And I would love for them not to trade all three of those guys. But if you got to give up one of those three or two of those three to get a bona fide star, this is the chance to do it, man. This is a chance to do it. That's just my take on it. And I understand the philosophy that Knicks fans have a little bit of a PTSD from the Melo trade. But this is different, man. When we brought Melo to the Knicks, there wasn't any young talent around him. We have RJ Barrett on the roster who's not included in the trade talks. Like, if this was if RJ was included in these trade talks, I'd be having a way different mindset on this. I'd be like kind of freaking out in a way, but he's not. So the fact that they can get Donovan to pair him up with a young RJ Barrett who's getting better and better should give you not the worry of the Melo situation, because then we built a veteran team around Melo. We didn't really have any young talent. You get Donovan Mitchell here, and then the starting lineup is Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. All those guys are 27 years old or younger. Now, the bench is the question. Who is the people that are involved in the trade? Because based on what everything they want, then we're going to have to trade our entire bench, and I do not want that to happen. So, listen, there's no perfect world on this, right? The perfect scenario is that the Knicks get Donovan Mitchell without giving up our entire team, but that's just not realistic. And you got to look at trades around the league and comparative and realize that stars are worth a lot. And the Knicks have done a tremendous job to acquire this draft capital in order to afford a star if it becomes available. So, Matt, I do appreciate this $20 donation, man. Really does mean a lot to the channel. John with another super chat says, I thought we were rebuilding. Knicks history should tell you not to skip lines on rebuilding. Just be patient. Sorry, Mitchell ain't a superstar. Listen, man, we are rebuilding. But, and I'll have to say it all over again, I guess. In my opinion, this is the type of player that you acquire in the trade market to make your team a contender in the future. It's not just about making your team good this season. It's about the next 2 to 3 seasons is going to make the Knicks an attractable destination for free agency. It's going to make people want to come to the Knicks. It's going to make the Knicks relevant again. It's going to make the Knicks fun. Like a Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett pairing with Brunson is going to make this Knicks team fun again. The Knicks got to make sure they're smart and they're not reactive and they're not just giving up the entire team. I understand all that stuff. But if you keep developing this team through the draft and stuff, I don't know the potential for this team, man. Like, on paper right now, if we do not, say the Donovan Mitchell trade does not happen, and we go into the season with a starting lineup like Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, RJ, Randall, Mitch, and then off the bench, we got D-Rose, Quickly, Cam Reddish, we still have Fournier. He's going to fit into that rotation. Obi Toppin and Hardenstein and Sims. I mean, on paper, that team is going to be better than last year, in my opinion, but what's the end goal with that team? We don't really have anybody that's going to take this team over the top. Donovan Mitchell is that guy to take the team over the top. So, listen, I understand every single Knicks fan has every single right to feel the way that they feel about this situation. We've grown to love a lot of these players. We do not want to give up the farm. We're building something special through the draft. But the Knicks got power in this, man. The Knicks got power in these negotiations, which should give Knicks fans a little of excitement. Because if it was the other way around, I don't know how else to say it. So the Knicks are coming off a good win last night in the Summer League, and that's the only thing that, like, Miles McBride and Quentin Grimes are definitely boosting their trade value, and that's for sure. But I don't know, man. I'm all over the place. Let me know how you guys feel in the chat right now. We got 500 people tuning into the show. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying your Friday, almost afternoon. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. We got 500 people tuning into the show with 157 likes. If you guys could do me a favor to get to 200 likes, that would be greatly appreciated. Run up those thumbs up button, baby. Oh, man. John with another super chat. Mitchell has a player option on his last year, so we're getting him for 3 years, not 4. And if Knicks aren't winning, he ain't staying, in my opinion, just saying. Hey, man, you never know. You can't really think too far ahead. If Mitchell wants to come back, he'll choose to come back. I feel like if the Knicks go all in and get Donovan Mitchell, then they're going to make sure that they extend him after that season. They're going to make him a long-term guy. But you never know. I can't predict the future. But obviously, there's a risk involved. Even 3 years is a lot to make sure that we can build around him. Even 3 years with Donovan Mitchell can prove that he's the guy for the future, and the Knicks prove to be the guy. V-Man with the super chat. Haven't been this excited since Pink Floyd released their new single. Unfortunate that it took a war in Ukraine for it to happen. V-Man, I appreciate you tuning into my next stream, brother. Hope all is well by you. And listen, man, I haven't been this excited either. But let's just hope that something actually happens and something goes our way, because nothing's guaranteed, nothing's imminent, and there's people on this roster that's going to be traded away that we all grow to love. So, V-Man, I appreciate the donation, brother. Greg with the $5 super chat says, Utah wants 6 first-round picks. McBride, Grimes, Obi, and IQ. Are you doing that deal? I like Mitch, but he's not Luka, and he's 6'1". Keep the kids and develop. Yeah, nah, man. If this is the package, it's not going to happen. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So, this is what the Utah Jazz want. And the New York Knicks made it obvious that they're not going to accept this. I mean, the Knicks made sure that they have the leverage. They're like, no. We want Donovan, but we're not giving up all 4 of these young talents plus 6-round picks. I mean, that's 10 players for Donovan Mitchell, basically. And shout out to Leon Rose for doing this, because, guys, we could be having a completely different conversation right now. Say that the Knicks accepted that deal. Donovan's on the Knicks, but we're talking about, was that deal too much? Did the Knicks make a mistake by giving up McBride, Grimes, Obi Toppin quickly, and 6 first-round picks? But they didn't. They declined it. So that tells you that the Knicks have a plan here, and the Knicks are not just going to accept to anything. So that's really my thoughts, bro. Reality check. Keep Grimes and Obi. Let's go Knicks. Chat. Hit the like button. Appreciate you, reality check. Would love to keep Grimes and Obi. Wish that is realistic. But hit that like button, man. Appreciate you guys. Project settlement. Trade goes down today. 5 first. Grimes, Fournier, and Obi or quickly. Will be interesting if it goes down today. But Knicks trades are always on Fridays. That is true. Knicks trades are on Fridays. If we can get this deal done without giving up one of Obi or quickly, that would be huge. I'm not sure how I feel about this package. 5 firsts, Grimes, Fournier. So, guys, hypothetically speaking, say Jack Settleman's on point. Number 1, would you do this trade? Number 2, if you did this trade, which player would you want to keep out of Obi Toppin and Emmanuel quickly? Out of this people, you give up Grimes, you give up Fournier, and you give up one of Obi and quickly. Which one of those 2 do you want to keep? Do you want to keep Obi, or do you want to keep quickly? That is such a hard choice. Listen, if the Knicks are keeping Randall, it kind of makes more sense to keep quickly, because quickly provides so much more impact off the bench as that 6-man. But Obi Toppin is that energizer bunny that can replace replace Randall for the future and be our long-term answer at power forward. So it seems like the chat's pretty split on quickly or Obi. It sucks that we have to choose between those 2. I want them both. I want to keep them both, man. Obi will be like Blake Griffin in the future. IQ will be like Lou Will or Jamal Crawford. I want both of those guys to stay. Keep Obi. Keep both. Hard choice. Bunch of Knicks haters in here. That's not new. I'm used to it. Knicks trading Randall for Kevin Durant. I like to see that happen. Keep Grimes. I love to keep Grimes, John, but seems like the Utah Jazz are very involved in him. Stay off the weed. Hey, we heard what Stephen A. Smith said. He's not going to the Garden this year. So if the Knicks get Donovan Mitchell, I do not want to see Stephen A. Smith at the Garden. Danny ain't fleecing Leon. Stop talking your shit. No, he's not, baby. I'm keeping IQ for scoring off the bench. Obi will still be competing for minutes behind Randall, and IQ and Donovan are friends. They've been chilling all summer together. Obi will be competing with Cam. Ugh. I like this take from D. Jones. Knicks suck. Oh, we got a Philadelphia fan in here. What are you even doing here, bro? What are you doing here talking your shit? Get out of here. I love that. I love when like non-Knicks fans come on to like Knicks channels and just say Knicks suck. Knicks are bad. They're a bad team. Like, cool. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Like, you know, I get a kick out of it. It makes me laugh. KD to Knicks confirm. Can't confirm that. These are backups. You can get more backups. True, Brett. Grimes, Reddish, Fournier, Obi, 5 firsts. Woo! Bernard says, I'm proud to be one of the only Knicks fans from the Philippines. Not like other Filipino bandwagons who only roots for the strong ones. I love that, man. I love seeing Knicks fans across the world because the players, the fans out there that are not from New York, that are Knicks fans and still support the Knicks no matter what, are the true core fans. And that's why I hate when people are like, imagine being a Knicks fan. What's wrong with that? It's called being loyal. You want us to like, oh, the Knicks haven't been good, so let's just move on and become a Warriors fan or become a whatever bandwagon fan. Like, you're not a true loyal fan. That's why when the Knicks do turn it around, and when they do trade for Donovan Mitchell, and they do get another star eventually, and they're about to win a championship, it's gonna feel that good. Yeah, okay. Let me visualize a reality that's not realistic for once. Okay, I've deserved it. SB Gorilla with another $5 super chat. Sorry, I couldn't say your name right. Obi has to be on this team. No one gets easier buckets. No forward or guard can run the floor with him. If that shot comes along, it's a wrap. It's true, bro. It's true. Obi Toppin's potential is through the roof, and the Knicks have not really given him an opportunity to really unlock his game yet because of Julius Randle being ahead of him. We saw what Julius Randle did last season when Randle went down with an injury. We're like, wow, Obi Toppin, hello. So I'm with you, bro. I would love to keep Obi. Love Obi Toppin. I'll go get my Obi jersey if you want me to. I'm all for you. I appreciate the donation. John with another $5 super chat. Thank you, John. I appreciate all the love, bro. I get the pressure Leon is under. Rangers already made very good moves first day free agency. Rangers front office making Knicks front office look like amateurs. Yeah, I mean, listen. Dolan's got both of them. I do make sure to look at this Knicks front office and hope that they have a plan. And I feel like they're going to execute it, and I believe in them. And they came here to get a star, and they're going to get their star, baby. They're going to get their star. I'm in Guatemala. Knicks fan from Guatemala. That's awesome. Shout out to Guatemala. Oh, my goodness. I wonder if anything else is going to happen. Is anything else going to come out? SNY just came out with an article. It's hard to see how that pairing gets significant minutes together this season. Ian Begley explains why he doesn't expect Randall and Toppin to share the floor much this year. Ugh. I hate to see that, man. Is Robinson safe? Yeah, he's safe until December. He's not tradable until December because we gave him that contract. Spida is from New York, too. Hell yeah, man. Which is another big reason why I want him to come here. I mean, look how he fits this jersey so well. I mean, it just looks so good. Like, just come home, Donovan. I wish he didn't sign an extension so we could have just signed him in free agency, but whatever. I'm thinking we're going to lose Grimes in this trade. I hope it doesn't bite us in the ass a few years from now. Yeah, I mean, listen, Grimes, I'm going to be rooting for him if he goes in the trade. I think he's going to be a really fun player to watch ascend in the league. Whether we keep him on the Knicks and watch him grow or he's on the Utah Jazz to watch him grow, he's going to be a dog. I can't believe Ainge makes a deal with Pat Riley. They hated each other. They're not making a trade. He's not going to Miami. He's coming home to New York. Grimes better than Jordan. Bold take. Is Mitchell magically going to shoot better, commit less turnovers, and actually play D in New York? All right. Do we have to start pulling up Donovan Mitchell's numbers? Because I feel like people are underrating him all of a sudden. First of all, he shoots well. So, Donovan Mitchell has never averaged less than 20 points per game in his career. He won Rookie of the Year, averaging 20 points per game as a rookie. As a sophomore, averaging 24 points per game, 43% from the field, 36% from three. Averaging 1.4 steals. In year 3, 24 points per game on 45% from the field, 36.5% from three, and a steal per game. Year number 4, 26.4 points per game, 44% from the field, 39% from three, and a steal per game. Last season, 26 points per game, 45% from the field, 35.5% from downtown, averaging a steal and a half per game. So he shoots extremely at a high clip, man. He's a high volume shooter, but he also shoots with high efficiency. So I feel like people are like forgetting about how good Donovan actually is. Like, man, go watch his tape. Tape don't lie. RJ better than LeBron. I don't see no lies there. Xavier Brown with the $5 super chat says, people complain about Donovan, Mitch, and Brunson's height next to one another, but Conley is the same height, and they led the league 2 years ago. It's facts. They had the best record in the entire league together. Listen, I think Donovan Mitchell's wingspan makes up for him being 6'1". He has a 6'10" wingspan, and I think that that's a little blown out of proportion in my opinion, but I don't know, man. I feel like RJ at the 3 will complement each other well. What are you guys' thoughts about Xavier's super chat? See, this is where I don't get it. Aaron says Donovan Mitchell is mid. How do you call these stats mid? I mean, I just read his stats. Like, that is like I don't even think it's an opinion based anymore. It's like factually incorrect. Like, you compare what he's done in his career, that's not mid. And especially if you look at his career in the playoffs, like multiple 50-point bombs. I mean, what is his average? Let me see if I can pull up this playoff stats. Is there like his playoff averages? Where is his playoff averages? All right. So in the 2018 playoffs in round number 1, Donovan Mitchell, 27 points, 28 points, 33 points, 38 points. I mean, what are we doing here? 2019 playoffs, 34 points, 31 points, 57 points, 51 points, 44 points, 30 points, 30. Bro, he's a I don't know, man. For the people that don't think Donovan is a good player and he's mid, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not going to try to, change your mind, but it's just like you look at the stats and you look at his tape and you look at what he accomplished in Utah. It's just like factually incorrect. Man averages 25 a game. Who cares about his height? I think the only reason why people care about his height is the defense. Bro, Donovan's going to be a superstar for us. Just watch. Y'all will soon ride the wave. Let him know, baby. It doesn't move the needle now, but it's going to move the needle in the future. What else will move the needle? That's what I don't get. People are like, oh, yeah, well, getting Donovan does not move the needle for the Knicks. It doesn't make us a contenders. Does the team now move the needle? You're content with the roster right now? It just makes no sense. People just prefer to, like, not try to get a star. Yeah, Donovan has a 6'10 wingspan. For the people that are like, yeah, he's 6'1". Well, a 6'10 wingspan is no joke. That's legit. Oh, man. Donovan Mitchell is a star in this league. Jimmy Coolwater's in the chat. My guy, salute to you, Jimmy. Hope all is well, brother. Appreciate you tuning in. Looks like we got a lot of Nets fans in here trying to come back to the Knicks. Hell yeah. Spider pulls the defense and gets everyone open. Let him know, baby. Let him know. What if... Sorry, I'll pull up my mic. I'm back. What if we trade... Yeah. What if we trade all those players and picks for him and he becomes here and stinks up the joint? I don't know how that's possible. I mean, he's a guy that's never stunk it up in his entire career. But hey, anything can happen. But I don't see that happening. Who's open and who's the teammate? RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims. I don't really want to trade Obi, but I would do it for Mitchell. Jimmy says Fournier, Grimes, McBride, Rose, 6 picks. Yeah, I'd do that. I'd do that for sure. DeJounte Murray better than Donovan? Nah. If I had to choose between trading for DeJounte Murray or Donovan Mitchell, I'm definitely choosing Spider. Definitely choosing Donovan there. So Mitchell gonna finesse y'all. Spider coming to Brooklyn. See, like that's where it's like funny. Like, oh, he's gonna finesse the Knicks, but if he goes to the Nets, he's gonna be a star, right? Yeah. Logic. And that's what I can't wait for the narrative to start. Say the Knicks get Donovan Mitchell. Say the Knicks get him. All of a sudden, guess what? Donovan's a bum. Donovan's overrated. Donovan's not a good player. He's not really a star. He's done. He's washed. But you look at Donovan going to another team. Oh, big time trade. Donovan's going to do this. Donovan's going to be a beast. Donovan, what a phenomenal trade. But if he goes to the Knicks, all of a sudden, Donovan's a bum. But that's how it works. That's how it works with the Knicks in the media. And I'm not really worried about it because I'm used to it as a Knicks fan. New narratives every day. I'm very happy that RJ is not going to be included because, yeah, that report, whoever's saying that the Jazz rejected RJ in a trade is false. The Knicks never offered RJ because he's untouchable. Like, the Knicks literally told the Jazz, like, don't even mention RJ's name because he's not going to be included in this trade no matter what. So whoever's saying that the Jazz declined a trade for RJ is completely false. Completely false. The Knicks are not trading RJ, which they shouldn't. Preach, Richie. I said the same thing. Appreciate you agreeing, brother. Facts, stop the goofiness. Trying, man. I want Mitchell. If we trade the farm like did Melo, it's the same old story. It's not the same old story because when we traded for Melo, we traded the farm and there weren't really anybody around Melo. This time, if we trade the farm, there'll still be some players around him. We'll still have RJ Barrett. We'll still have Brunson. We'll still have Randall. We'll still have Mitchell Robinson. Hopefully, we'll still have one of Obi Toppin, Quickly, or Grimes. Like, that's not the same scenario. The Jazz don't want RJ. Nah, the Knicks don't want to give up RJ. You're flipping it around, bro. You're flipping it. The Knicks don't want to give up RJ, so that's why the Jazz are not. RJ's not being mentioned in the trade talks. I don't know why that's so hard for people to get. The Knicks are trading for Donovan potentially to pair him up with RJ Barrett. That's their mindset. They look at RJ as their guy to build around. RJ is untouchable. So for people to just create false narratives like, oh, the Jazz don't want RJ, it's false. The Knicks don't even have any intent of trading RJ. He's not going anywhere. Knicks aren't trading RJ, full stop. Yeah, we know that. He's going nowhere. Ainge wants picks and young players. He don't want to have to pay RJ next year. Nope. And he's not going to have to pay RJ next year because he's going nowhere. Knicks fans, W, where you at? Yeah. Knicks fans, salute in the chat, everybody. Will RJ average more than 20 this year? Hell yeah. He averaged 20 last year. You know he's going to take another step forward as a 22-year-old. How many more wins does Brunson, Spider, RJ, Randall, Mitch, Rob line up the Knicks next season? So the Knicks had 37 wins last year. I think that if we get Donovan, I think we're going to at least get 10 more wins. Maybe 47 wins minimum, 45 wins. You know, you get a guy like Donovan, it's like he's also a guy that I think will connect well with his teammates and play good basketball together. Jalen, RJ, and Spider. Let him have it. That's what y'all not getting. Donovan and RJ are a great pairing. Just let them sleep, P-Dub. It's okay. Let them all sleep on it. We're good. We're good. It will prove in time, baby. It will prove in time. Ohio Hurricane with a $5 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Says, I say 5-1s, Randall and Evan. I love that, but that's just not realistic. Would love that. Would absolutely love that. Just not going to happen, man. They're going to have to give up more picks and more players. Go Mets, go Jets, go Knicks. My guy Nick, you know the vibes, baby. Donovan is a true blue New York City kid, and his father works for the Mets. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about, David. That's another reason why you got to bring him home. Say we got Mitchell. How much pressure is under Tibs to win? A lot. Definitely a lot of pressure on coach. Send Jazz all available picks, and in 1 and 2 years, we'll trade Randall or one of our young guys for first rounders. We'll be fine giving Jazz a draft haul. For sure. Wow, 10 more wins. Wishful thinking with Tibs as the coach. See, I got to defend Tom Thibodeau here for a second, guys. I really do. You know, I understand that Tom Thibodeau had a bad season last year, but people really forget about what he did 2 seasons ago. Who won Coach of the Year? His name's Tom Thibodeau. Now, look at that roster that Tom Thibodeau inherited when he came here. Did the players win him that award? Was it the craziest roster and Tom Thibodeau just was the coach of the year because the players were good? No. Go look at that roster. We had Elfrid Payton as the starting point guard that year. We had Reggie Bullock. I mean, what Tom Thibodeau did was take the Knicks to the 4th seed because of his system, because of how he brought that team together and play as a unit. I'm so sick of this narrative that Tom Thibodeau is a bum and he's a terrible coach. He's not a bad coach. We do not have a shitty coach on our team right now. Yes, last year he was stuck in his stubborn ways. He was driving me crazy as well, playing the veterans over him. But the front office is forcing Tibbs' hand to play the young guys. So what he did with the Knicks in that first year was ridiculous. It was crazy. He won Coach of the Year. And then year 2 with the Knicks, he obviously took a step back. And the Knicks front office gave him Fournier and Kemba and brought back that team, and it simply did not work. But I just feel like Tibs gets way too much hate. It really does, in my opinion. I mean, listen, I understand that Thibodeau is coming off a bad year coaching, but don't make it seem like with Tibs as the coach, we're doomed. I mean, no, we're not doomed with Tibs as the coach. He still has potential to be a guy that can buy this team in and play together and play well in this system. His system is proven to work. So, I don't know. That's my little rant about Coach Tibs. I guess I'm more of a Tibs guy than most. But I don't think he's overrated because majority of the fans hate him. So how can you be overrated if majority of people hate you? You know what I mean? If the majority of Knicks fans want Tom Thibodeau out of here, how does that make him overrated? That makes him the opposite. So I feel like adding Jalen Brunson to the Tom Thibodeau system is going to benefit him as well. Obviously, Coach Tibs benefits off of defense. So we'll see if these players can buy into the system, man. We'll see if these players can buy into the system and play at a high level. FP Latino 33 with the $5 super chat says, I love the show. Hey, I love my Obi jersey. I don't want to get rid of it. Keep Obi. I feel you, bro. I got an Obi jersey as well. I got a Quickly jersey and my RJ jersey. I feel you, bro. Appreciate the $5 super chat, brother. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Appreciate you big time, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. So, guys, we've been live for an hour and 15 minutes talking about the latest news and reports about Donovan Mitchell. Listen, it's probably going to happen in the next couple of weeks, next couple of days. We don't know. Or it cannot happen at all. If the Utah Jazz asking price is a little too much and the Knicks are like, listen, we're not going to trade you all these picks. We're not going to trade you all these players. We want Donovan, but if you cannot come down to our asking price, then we're not going to get it done. And that's possible. That could happen. Oh man, it's going to be a long next couple of days, next couple of weeks. There's no really any report that's coming out about what's good with this team in like terms of any news of potential trades. Let's see. Let's check Twitter real quick. Any other reports about what's happening? Oh, Donovan Mitchell. His tweet about the Mets. Like, the more, as a Mets fan, I know there's Yankees fans in here, and that's okay, but the more Donovan Mitchell tweets about the Mets, the more I'm like, dude, just come to the Knicks. Like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Oh, my God. Darren comes in. What's up, Richie? I'm flying into New York from the UK next Thursday for the first time ever. Been on your channel through Wardy. Keep up the great work. I'm coming to see the Mets vs. Padres series. Hey, Darren, I definitely recognize you from Wardy's channel. I appreciate you tuning into Knicks Media, man. Good luck. Have a safe flight to New York. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great experience for you to be in New York for the first time. And hopefully the Metsies can get you that dub over the Padres. So good luck to you, Darren. Appreciate you tuning into Knicks Media. And let's go Mets. He's throwing out the first pitch. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be there screaming, come to the Knicks. If we miss on Donovan, what's next? Who's an ideal target? We need to still make moves. I think we still need to make moves too, but listen, they can either just run it back with the same roster that they have right now this season and hope for the best, or be aggressive and make another move. Wasn't it crazy when Lindor was nearing a trade with the Mets out of nowhere, then immediately got him? This is like the opposite of that. Might take weeks. True. Might take weeks as well. I remember when the Mets got Lindor. That came out of nowhere. I was like, what? I was sitting right here in this chair and I read it. I was like, what? I'm down to be like that again with the Mitchell coming to the Knicks. Hello from Romania. I saw today on Twitter that a trade is going to happen today for 5 first rounds, Grimes, Obi, or IQ. Is it true? Yeah, I saw that too. I'm not really buying. I'm not really trusting that, to be honest. Don't think that's guaranteed. I haven't heard anything about that besides that one guy. I don't know how reliable that is, so I wouldn't expect that. Is KD a possibility if we don't get Donovan Mitchell? I'm not the biggest KD fan, but we aren't winning anything without another superstar. I don't know, man. I don't think Kevin Durant's going to come to the Knicks at all. I could be wrong, but you never know. The Knicks got to be making moves. Alrighty, guys. So we're going to be live later on today as well to continue this. Almost just dropped my phone. We're going to be live later on today to continue this talk about Donovan Mitchell potentially coming to the Knicks. And so if you guys are not subscribed, then help me out. Road to 10K subscribers is officially underway. We're so close. So if you guys are new to the channel and you are not subscribed, help me out to get to my 10K subscriber goal. We'd greatly appreciate that. And of course, if you're enjoying the show and you did not hit that like button, please make sure you do so. We have 232 likes with 515 people tuning in live. So do me a favor, smash those buttons for your boy. It really does mean a lot to the channel, man. I'm going to end the stream here now, but if any other news or any other reports comes out, I will be live. I'll be making videos on that, so stay tuned. And I might be making another live stream later on in the evening to give you guys all the latest news and reports and continue the Donovan Mitchell talk, because there's no doubt in my mind that there's a lot to talk about, a lot to break down. Sean agrees with me on Coach Tibs. Front office probably forced him to play the veterans more because making between 10 and 20 mil a year need to raise up their trade value. Facts, Sean, agree. So, guys, I appreciate you guys. This was a really fun live stream. I appreciate getting into the chat. I appreciate the debates. I appreciate the disagreements. I appreciate the agreements. We're all in this together. Let's hope that the Knicks get this deal done soon so we can stop talking about all these hypothetical stuff, and then we can talk about the Knicks getting him or not. Am I right? Oh, man. Lucky says Randall going to win MVP. That's the first time I see some Randall support in the chat. So, all in all, guys, the Knicks are definitely heavily involved with the Donovan Mitchell sweepstakes. And stay tuned. If anything goes our way, I'll be the first one to let you guys know. Oh, man, this is going to be a crazy road. Buckle up, because things are going to be getting crazy. Holy crap. Oh, my God. Imagine I end the stream and then the Knicks get him. That would not be great. So, according to all the latest reports, the Knicks and Donovan Mitchell, it's likely, but it's not guaranteed. So stay tuned. And the Knicks are being smart. They're not just going to give the Utah Jazz whatever the Jazz are asking for. Danny Ainge, you're not going to fleece Leon, baby. Leon Rose, I trust you. I trust you, Leon. Do something. Bring Donovan to the Knicks. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace and love. Richie's out. Catch you guys.